Welcome to the Motorcycle Vlogs and episode 2 of the GS750E Café Racer project. Alright, before we get to talking about the bike, I wanted to talk about another YouTuber. He's another motorcycle enthusiast. His name is Everide, and he is doing something ingenious in his life. He's normally, I guess, some sort of special ed teacher, and has been out of work, laid off from that, and has been, continuing to make videos, and makes excellent videos. Totally hilarious, entertaining, charismatic fellow. Has a family that he's trying to do right by, and he's decided to embark on this adventure in his life and kind of switch careers, switch tracks, and he's going to start traveling the world, making adventure videos, demonstrating he's going to start demonstrating budget travel and budget motorcycling and dual sport riding, off-road riding, just in general really good budget tips on gear and riding techniques and bikes and all kinds of stuff. Incredible guy, totally selfless, giving of himself. Even though he's in his own tough situation, he's still helping out others, kind of doing his own charity fund drives for local people around him. I believe he's in southern Utah. Beautiful area for off-road videos. But yeah, so as he embarks on this adventure, he will, in order for him to succeed in what he's trying to do, he's going to need support, and that's going to come from YouTube viewers. So whatever traffic I can direct his way, I'm going to try to do as much as I can to support his effort and succeeding in doing what I think is most men's dream, to be able to self-support and support a family and do something that you love, and especially for us in the motorcycle community, to do something with motorcycles. Primo. So if you could go check out Everide, EVERIDE, I believe. I'll put the link in the description. Go check him out, and he's got some other links and stuff to click that would help him out immensely. So please go and do that. You will not be disappointed, and hopefully he won't be disappointed. Hopefully he will succeed in what he's attempting to do. Alright, so enough promoting. Let's go to the bike. Noticed by now, either by watching some of my old videos when I was building my dirt bike, enduro dirt bike thing that I was doing, or watching the first video of this, I'm kind of cheap. I do everything by budget standards, shoestring budget standards. So I will be reusing a lot of stuff, trying to repurpose other things on the bike for the way I want them to look, and still trying to minimize the most amount of original junk that was piled onto the bike originally. But if I can repurpose it and save some material, then I'll do it. However, there are certain things that I do need, that I will go and pick up and get still as cheap as possible. So a lot of eBay merchandise and the such. Anyways, so in my last video you saw where I hacked this off. This is the frame. This is what I was talking about. After I made my straight cut, I went and cut these off diagonally, the gussets and shock mounts area. I channeled those off, so that is all open, and then it's been neatly ground down and filed. So that will be capped off with sheet metal. But in order to there's just so much traffic. in order to mount the tail section I'm going to put on here, I'm going to have to put some material across here that I can mount to. I'm not doing a hoop. I may put, there's a bar right here for support. I may put another bar across here or something, maybe triangulated or whatever, but I'm not putting a hoop on it. However, I did go out and pick up, oh, it's bright and shiny, a piece of 16 gauge sheet metal that will be going across about like yay. So you see how that's set in on the pipe so that it kind of sets down from the top surface of the pipe. That side will be getting cut the same so it fits down as well. You'll see. And then it's going to stick out about that, well, probably about that much, and so that I have somewhere to, okay, that was awesome, somewhere to securely mount the tail section. I wasn't able to finish this when I started hacking up the frame, so it made it past the weekend. Basically, the goal was to start something I could finish the same weekend, because this has been my commuter bike to work. So I wasn't able to finish this up and put it back together so that I could commute with this thing. So it's been out of commission for a few days. Anyways, you didn't need to know that, but now you know. And we're going to be welding that piece of metal in after I cut it. Alright. Alright. So not only am I cheap, I will actually not measure stuff too much. I just kind of eyeball a lot of shit. To a certain extent. So, alright, what I'm looking at doing right here, go away, is sinking the sheet metal down below this top surface of the frame here. So for that, I'm just going to set one edge where I want it, and then it's going to get welded in, and then coming over to measure where I'm going to make my cut, I'm just going to eyeball where this is going to go to come out the same depth on this side as it is on that side. So to do that, I'm going to go right here, I think. And I'm just eyeballing, knowing, just with experience, I guess, when I cut this, where it's going to set down on the pipe, and then I'm going to just make a mark there. So I got my little mark, and then that probably just blinded you. But, and then I'll take a measurement from the edge to my mark, and then measure over on this side, measure down, and then make my mark there, and then draw a line connecting dot to dot, and then I know I've got a straight line. So it's half eyeballing it, half measuring it, and that way it comes out square. Or fairly square. Square enough. Good enough for government work. Okay, so I got my two marks on there. It's the one I made on the bike, and that's the other one after I measured the distance from there and then transferred it over here, made that mark, and then now I need a straight edge to connect the two dots. And if you don't have a straight edge, you use a hacksaw blade, and you got a straight edge. So you line those up, put it on the outside of the mark, same width as the marker that you're using. So I can do this, stand up. Go. I suck at cinematography. Alright, you can kind of see there. Alright, that'll work. And then just run your line. I need to go slow so the marker has time to put the ink down. And bam! We have a straight line to follow. Alright, so this is 16 gauge mild steel, moldable steel. Fairly thick stuff as far as hand tools are concerned. So what we're going to try to use is our rusty pair of yellow-handled sheet metal shears. These come in 3 different kinds with color-coded handles. That's how you tell them apart. The yellow is going to be for your straight cuts. So just think of it like a stoplight. Yellow is in the middle, straight is down the middle. Super semi. So yellow is for straight cuts. We got a straight cut, so we got the yellow handled shears. And if you have a good pair, it'll actually tell you cuts straight. And see, you got a little direction arrow right there. Correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember. It's been 1,000 years and I'm 1,050. The green handle. So like I said, it's like a stoplight. You got red, yellow, green. The green ones cut left, I believe, if I remember right, and the red ones will cut to the right if you need to do curved lines. So we are going to try to muscle through this 16 gauge steel. Let's try that. See how that looks. Oh, looks like darkness. Steady, steady. Cool. Whoa, cut straight on my line. Gosh, it's like I've been drinking or something. Okay, so it's cutting, but it's going to want to curl up quite a bit too, because of how thick it is. God, I'm going to be fighting this. Not the right tool for the job, but my 4-inch grinder took a shit on me. 4-inch grinder would make a perfect cut here. Or a skill saw, or a, what do you call it? God. I don't know if I'm going to be able to push it out into the center. Try to do it up here where you can see it. Yeah, I'm going to have to flatten this out with a hammer when I'm done. Just have to keep working at it and still try to cut straight and clean. Not like that. There, past the edge now. It's gonna let me get in there a little bit easier. This is the strife of working with hand tools. When you can't afford, ooh no, shears are coming apart. You can't afford all the power tools, or the big expensive hand powered tools. Almost there. Okay. There is my crude, ugly cut. I have to flatten out with a hammer, but it's cut. And then let's just see real quick how she lines up. Oops. just about where I wanted her. Yeah, that'll work. Just gotta flatten it out, weld it on. Yeah. So it's gonna just stick out like that, and then I'll be able to drill some holes in it here for the studs sticking off my tail section. Cool. Okay, nuts and bolts. There it is, on there, on the bike. I'm not going to show you the welds very closely. Not any closer than this. It's, yeah, as you may be able to tell, I've used stick welding. And it's been a long time since I stick welded, and I have an old, ancient stick welder that I've never really used before. But it's on there. There's a term for these kinds of welds. They're gorilla welds, as in big and ugly but strong. But it's on there. She's good. You can see right here. This is my ground for my welder. I'm grounded right to the frame, right below my work. So that's kind of a tip for you, especially on something like a motorcycle, when you've got electrical components, engine components, everything's attached to the frame, gas tank, all that. You want to ground if you're going to do any welding while the bike is, you know, constructed like this, full all together, all the elements are on it. You want to ground as close to where you're going to weld as possible. So say if you put the ground all the way over on this end of the bike, the electricity is basically passing from there to there, and any little, you know, joints or connections or whatever that are so, you know, maybe loose or whatever, those can move and those can spark and arc while you're welding, and it's not good, especially for electronics. Hopefully all the electronics are fine on here. After doing this welding, I did disconnect the battery. Don't want the currents running through the battery. So that is that, and I think that's going to be that for today. All I really need to do to that plate is drill a couple holes in it, and then actually I need to, with the leftover material, cut a little strip, a little piece of flat bar that's going to bend up and over and down for the third stud on the tail section. But yeah, let's see here. Set that right there. It's not going to set right. So basically, those studs right there that are sitting on the metal, and then there's that one up higher. Need to like that, wait, like that, about. It's a pretty short seat area, but it should be fine. Okay, well, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you want to make it easy to stay tuned, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And again, go check out Everide. Alright, this is Motorcycle Vlogs out.